Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive grape when I'm blood. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast, the only show to ever bring together Podcast Poppy and the Worm Daddy. As always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse. I hate that nickname that you gave me. But I am happy that we are joined by Andrew Leclair of the Podworm Spacecast. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey guys, good to be here.
Happy
Glad
to
to
have
have you, man.
Why don't you, can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So me and 6 of my closest friends have an ensemble-style podcast called the Podworm Spacecast. It's every week on Tuesdays. We put out a new episode and blast it directly into our fans' eardrums. We have just it's a lot of stories about me feeling shameful about my life and my friends berating me for it. We have some favorite bits. We go back to like the sports game, a little game called NSRG, the Non Sequitur Ranking Game. So yeah, we just like to kind of have fun. We've known each other for, most of us, like over 15 years. So it's kind of just like hanging out with your buds.
Yeah, it explains how like you can feel that intimacy when you guys are live, and we absolutely like love your podcast. Like,
it's
we
great.
always tune in. We're always listening to the next episode. We talk about it, and I just gotta say it's original in a world that's so fucking oversaturated. And we
And
really
like 4 seasons now, I think, right?
Yeah, we have this very arbitrary system of what season we're in currently, and it's really just see. It's funny because originally, some people in the cast were trying to put some method to the madness, like, oh, it's every 16 episodes is a new season, and then we found out, oh wait, that season was actually 15 episodes, and so then at some point it was decided that actually a season goes 16 episodes, then 15 episodes, then 16 episodes, with like alternating, but it just. Yeah, it doesn't exist. It's all
I love it though. It's great because it gives you that little bit of like insider knowledge. Like, I know what season we're in, and it doesn't make sense why, but I know it.
exactly right.
Yeah, and everything. I mean, there's so many carryovers that like you want to start like at the very beginning with you guys because there's like jokes that just you'll figure out along the way. Instead of like, what does he mean by that? It's like go back to episode 3 because that's an OG reference.
Yeah, that's like the dark years. We tell people like the first 16 episodes are kind of like season 0. It was like very experimental. Didn't quite have the gear in place at that point. I think that really the most recent episodes are all great. I'd recommend anybody checks out those episodes. And if you go back to listen to the archives, it's like you're prehistorically digging through all the fossils, and you have to be ready for that. You're like going in for a deep dive of
A podkeologist, I believe.
Exactly right.
Is the study.
And here's the thing too, is we actually, Kevin, one of the guys in the show, is creating a wiki page for us. And so part of this creation means that he actually has to go put on the archaeologist hat and go dwell through those episodes and find the content. So he's going through and finding all these just very raw segments and putting on the wiki page. So if you want to take part in the just the digging and the archiving, let us know. We need unpaid interns.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it counts for college credit.
Oh, I think so.
I just got to write a fancy enough description.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're big fans of the show. We're glad that you're here. We're gonna for the audience, we're doing a little bit of a half and half. You're gonna get a little taste of the Podworms in the second half of this episode. But before we move into our bizarre news, I want to denounce the accusations that I'm an arsonist. I went to Europe recently, and I had nothing to do with that fire, despite the pictures that may have been put up on our Facebook group.
I need the only proof that I see links you to these.
I know that you have some skills in Photoshop, Matt. So making me look like a dragon from Game of Thrones over the Notre Dame Cathedral. I don't know if that's. I want to be associated with these actions, man. I'm just saying. I think it's worth me putting it out there that it wasn't me.
Hey,
Shit, like the great Shaggy said, it wasn't me.
I'm gonna say that there has been anonymous people coming forward saying they have seen you burst into flames, and that's proof enough. So I mean, there's no cutting it. I mean, we'll see where it goes from here. But I mean, there's pictures on the American Slackers group that maybe you want to check out. You know,
Go fucking weigh in. I need
your
you
decision.
to prove my innocence. 'Cause I didn't do it.
You know, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I will say I've only seen a picture of you with the cathedral on fire, but I have not seen you in a picture without the cathedral being on fire. So
Come on.
man,
I'm just saying you have a pretty weak case here. And again, I have no dog in this fight, but I'm just saying,
See?
looking at the evidence,
that's even
I'm
worse. He
putting
has
into
no
question-
dog in the fight.
I'm
None.
putting into question the credibility of this witness. I don't believe.
Don't discredit our guest the moment he walks in the door.
Well, you know what? Let's move on to the news and then let the listeners decide if I'm innocent.
All right, we'll smooth it over.
Heinous crimes. We're moving into our weird news. We always like to start out with a little bit of weed news, and we are doing off the top. We're going to Louisiana. We're down to the bayou, where they have over a dozen bills going up this year that relate to marijuana regulation or full legalization in some way. And I read through all of the bills here. I mean, they're brief summaries of them. And it's all the basic stuff to put in legalization in place where, you know, they're setting up a 7% sales tax on wholesale medical marijuana. They are also making it not a crime if you're over 21 to smoke marijuana. There's another bill that's up for vote. And these are all up for vote. That's nothing guaranteed to go through. But it looks like they're setting up the framework to possibly go full legalization. It is medical right now in Louisiana, but you can't buy any actual smokable flower. So I'm guessing it's all tinctures and like edibles and stuff like that.
And this is all recreational, you're saying?
Yeah, a lot of these bills are focusing on recreational. Some of them are also focused on I guess criminal justice, because there's one that says it's removing imprisonment for first-time offenses for possession of under 14 grams, so under a half ounce.
How the fuck am I living in like a progressive state and like we're gonna be the last fucking people? The southern states are like, yeah, we'll fucking be cool with the weed, but like we're like, yeah, all right, we're still criminals up here, like where everybody's smoking probably the most weed per like capital. Like it's crazy.
We did look at a study in a few episodes back that said New York smokes the most, which was very surprising. It's like, come on, California and Colorado.
Oh man.
I'm surprised it's coming from Louisiana.
for me, this is just very foreign because I'm here in Seattle and this thing's been legal for a while now. And
oh yeah.
And I don't know when your guys' episode's released, but I wanted to point out that we're recording this on what might be, I feel like, your guys' high holy holiday.
Yes.
20.
Very much so.
So I feel yeah, it's 420.
Oh, Matt's. You said it, so Matt's smoking. It's like the Pee-wee's Pee-wee's Playhouse secret word. Every time, every time we say 420, Matt has the light up.
Oh man,
his fucking chair starts talking.
Yeah, but I knew you guys have this. You always do these crazy weed stories, and when I heard that I was coming on 420, I figured that this was going to be like, I can feel the energy like palpitating off you guys right now. Just
it is. It's strong.
Yeah, I mean, for a bunch of stoners, still a lot of energy coming through.
Oh, good.
Thanks.
Well, that's why we do it early in the day.
Exactly right. Yeah. So for me, it's 11 o'clock here. I'm not sure what time it is for you guys, but
11 for me as well. But Matt's a little later in the day.
Yeah.
As long as we're quick, we'll still have them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got at least like 20 minutes left of good me. After that, I'm burnt. Done.
Is that why you have two hosts? One takes over after the other one fades off.
It's not uncommon for me to just fade out.
And on today, you have three hosts because one's gonna fade the first 20 minutes, then 40 minutes later the second, and then I have to finish up while you guys are both comatose, completely.
Yeah, it's like a time delay, you know.
Yeah, you're our closer, bro. We noticed your skill. You're a closer.
That's right. I'm doing push-ups in the middle of this show just to keep myself ready.
There you go.
Nice.
So not to leave Louisiana in the dust, if anyone wants to go and read through all the bills that they're putting forward to possibly go with legalization this year, we'll be posting this article up on Thursday on our Facebook page so that you can check it out for yourself.
Nice. Definitely check it out. Now, our next story is not our typical story. You know, we don't typically cover, grim subjects, murder per se.
Only if we can laugh at it in some way.
Oh, exactly. And man, did we find a way to laugh at it. And I got kind of I want to get an opinion on this. So we're going to Wakeshima Township, Michigan, where a murderer who's been serving time for, I think he's been serving time for about 6 years, has now given up the location of his victim so that all the relatives can get that closure.
Okay.
His only under his terms, right? Now, his terms were simple. He just wanted 3 Xboxes put into the prison for all the convicts to play.
He wants to play fucking Fortnite. That's his demands.
I guess, man. It's not going to be a lot of fun because apparently they were like, you guys can't have Xbox Live. Nah, we're cutting you off. You only get single player and LAN connection. That's it.
See, this reminds me of there's an opportunity here for some malicious compliance, is because he says he wants 3 Xboxes, but he doesn't specify, is it the original Xbox? Is it Xbox 360?
Oh, that would be so screwed.
The family, they're like, you know what? This is a great chance for us to offload these 3 old school Xboxes. They're all sticky. They're slow. They have no good games.
The disk drive doesn't work. It comes like halfway out.
Yeah, and so they give it to him, but they bring it in the birthday cake, right? Because you can't just bring in the Xbox. So they bring in the cake, and then instead of the nail file, it's the Xbox. And then he realizes that he has to now fulfill his side of the obligation, where, yes, technically he got the 3 Xboxes, and he has to now tell them where the body is. It's that very, like, sitcom moment where it's like, you got me.
It's a monkey's paw sort of thing. It's like, I should have been more specific.
Exactly.
Come back to bite me in the ass.
Well, it actually doesn't say specifics about this, but it says Xbox gaming systems. So, there's 3 of them. Maybe he got all generations. He's like, I want every Xbox. Listen, don't you come at me with an Xbox One. I want the 360. And yeah, I want that big old block. I want the OG Xbox.
I'm surprised that they're letting murderers have Ethernet cables. That seems
no, they're not.
like,
no. They don't get Ethernet. I said this.
But you said LAN. I mean, if they're hooking up via LAN, that's an Ethernet.
All right. Well, I mean, maybe I added the LAN for fun. I mean, who doesn't like a good old LAN party? And I imagine, they're even more fun when you're, locked up with a bunch of buddies.
Well, here's what I think happened. I think he actually got together with another murderer in his cell, and that guy told the family of his victim that he needed 3 Ethernet cables to tell them where the body was located of their loved one. And so these 2 guys are working together, where he gets the Xboxes, the other guy gets the Ethernet cables.
Oh, dude. And then another guy's asking for wireless controllers.
I was going to say, somebody's got to get the extra fucking controllers, because, I mean.
Exactly.
Nobody likes taking turns, especially not in prison. That's when you get shanked.
The big thing they got to look out for is there's that game that came out called A Way Out, where it's cooperative gameplay to escape a prison. Do not let them have that game.
Oh, you're saying like it's going to give them direct ideas?
Like, all right, we know exactly how to go about it.
There's quite a few.
They got the one guy's got the Mad Catz controller, the off-brand controller nobody wants. Extra stick and the extra button, and that's like the new guy who comes into the prison. He gets that controller.
New fish, and he throws him like an Afterglow controller.
Yeah, exactly.
Third party.
This prison's pretty awesome.
Oh man.
So yeah, let's not reward prisoners.
Yeah, man, especially ones that are
at least
murder.
not that way.
I mean, I don't know. That seems like a little. I don't know.
I'm all about humane living conditions, but I think access to battle royale games might be above and beyond.
Yeah, man. Next is going to be VR. No, you don't need him roaming around a 3-dimensional world.
And you're not even in prison. What the fuck?
Dude, then he's just harming fucking poor people in a third, like, fucking 3-dimensional world, Psh,
ones and zeros can't get hurt, I guess, So we have some more criminal news coming up in this next story. We're headed to Ohio, Reynoldsburg, where a man steals $1,000 worth of Slim Jims.
Oh, God. At first, I was like, he stole $1,000. Okay. He got a little bit of a score. Most, dirtbags that rob a store get like $65 and then get caught around the corner.
That's the money's not in the register, man. It's in the B file.
What's the life on jerky? I know it's long, But like, what kind of life are we talking?
Standard shelf life or keeping it in pantry. That thing will probably keep for over a year, maybe more.
It's got to be a couple years, right? I mean,
I would think so.
yeah,
Like well over a year.
That's survival food right there.
dude. I mean, that's pretty. You could probably just survive on that $1,000 in jerky, but you would need a shit ton of water because it's so fucking dehydrating. But like, you could probably survive on that for almost a year.
Now, how much is like when you go to the convenience store? How much is like one beef jerky stick? I don't know if you guys are connoisseurs.
Buy it by the stick from mom and pops with the little fucking tongs.
Oh, you buy it by the box, getting it shipped by Amazon?
No, I buy it in like bags.
I mean, we could do a little prices right here because I have the price for it's 120 sticks. It's a 120 sticks box.
Okay.
What?
And so, you know, Price is Right rules. You can't go over. So what do you think 120 sticks of Slim Jims would cost?
Slim Jims.
I'm going to go
Wait, are they hold on,
$24.99.
Like, what are we talking?
Okay, that's a good point. Let's see if I can get some details on that.
I would think it's full. Like,
I don't know, because they're the little ones, man. Because you want a little snack size, dude. I used to get those at Sam's Club. I'm gonna shamelessly sell you.
What inches we talking?
How many inches? Girth and length.
Okay, so I don't have those details, but I can give you the Price is Right style intro here.
Okay.
So, Slim Jim. Looking for Slim Jims in bulk? Look no further. Snap into the #1 brand of meat stick. Slim Jim snack sticks are a high-protein snack that you can eat anytime, anywhere. Fuel your best day yet with Slim Jim. Slim Jim, 120 count, Slim Jim.
Oh yeah. You can't do it.
Let's assume it's the longer ones, because if you're getting 120 of them, like I don't know, for some reason I think it's the longer ones. I'm gonna say $24.99, Andrew.
$24.99. Okay.
$24.99. Oh, that's a tough one.
Don't you
120.
120 count. And let me give you a little hint here that this is on a savings versus retail. This online offer is saving you some money off what you get from buying it at the Walmart.
It's going to be $20. It's going to be the $19.99 special.
100% right. $19.99 on the nose.
Dude, I don't know what gut
you just
feeling.
Want a jet ski,
I don't know.
Matt?
Dude, I'm out of here. Can I ride it out of here? Like, am I good?
On your brand new Sea-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm no mathematician, but that's $20 for 120 sticks. So this dude got $1,000 worth.
That's what I'm saying. The thing that confused me the most about this whole story is just the sheer number of meat sticks that you would have to grab to have it equal $1,000. In reality, I feel like this is an overblown pricing by the store owner who was, maybe trying to like, what's he got? The fucking Kobe beef fucking Slim Jims? Like, what? Like, grab a box of them. It's like fucking $200. No. And they do say this guy went into the bathroom, fixed up his pants and tied them off, his sweatpants off at the ankles. And then on the way out, he just fucking opened that up like Santa's sack and just pushed all the Slim Jims in on the way out. So he did have sweatpants full of boxes of Slim Jims.
Oh, you know who the best Slim Jim thief would be? Is that guy who's in those weight loss commercials who's got his fat pants on and he's got them like pulled out like all the way, kind of showing all the weight loss. You just pull the fat pants open. And just
fucking load up.
Yeah.
And then he just looks how he used to look. So it's like not even like, he's like, yeah, it's believable. All right, let him go.
That's what happens when that guy breaks his diet. He's like, fuck it. He just goes in with his fat pants and loads them up.
Oh, man. Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know how many Slim Jim. I'm not doing the math on it, but that's a lot of fucking meat.
That's a lot of meat. That's more meat than any man really needs. Maybe he's got a family at home he's trying to feed. I can't count that out, but that's more meat.
Or black market Slim Jims.
Oh, man. Nobody wants black market Slim Jims. You don't know where they came from.
They were in some guy's sweatpants for sure.
Oh, man. They were crafted in a tub, middle Kentucky. You never know.
The beef moonshiners? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, dude. Oh, you never heard of it, dude? Check it out. Hit the Google.
Beef jerky moonshiner.
Well, let's stay in the South, man. We're going to talk about a New Orleans couple that got in an argument, and they didn't end up in a good spot. The gentleman decided, I'm calling it quits. This is it. It's over. They had a few drinks. Who knows if the alcohol fueled the conversation. But what happened was they go to bed together. He made a mistake. He goes to bed and lets her stay there. Now, you can't let a woman with that kind of feelings no matter how this way is going, sleep next to you. And this is I'm gonna tell you why, because of what happened.
Vulnerable position at that point, it sounds like.
All right. This man woke up the next morning and he was like, my fucking hand is all broken. And then all of a sudden he realized he was covered in blood from his face.
He's a deep sleeper, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it comes to find out he talked to his girlfriend and he was all fucked up. And she proceeded to tell him that she ripped off his prosthetic leg and decided to start beating him with it.
What the fuck?
Dude. So most likely she literally knocked this dude out while he was already knocked out sleeping, basically. She hit him hard enough to gash his forehead for stitches. So it literally probably minorly concussed this dude.
She's trying to kill him with his own leg.
Dude, trying to kill him. She literally thought she killed him. She left the scene for a second. Thought she killed the dude. She was like, oh no, I killed him with his own leg. And left. And then came back and luckily that's when he woke.
That's an awkward situation when you wake up and you scared who would have been your murderer. It's like, oh God, I thought I killed you. Sorry.
This is where it gets crazy. The woman allegedly told police when they arrived that she had also stabbed him, but there was no stab wound. How do you mistake stab a dude? Do we have any ideas?
Yeah, absolutely. She stabbed him in the asshole because it's already no one would check there, right? You just in there, and then it's like, oh, where's the stab?
Yeah.
I could have sworn I got stabbed, but I just don't know where. Huh? Okay, I guess I didn't. Never mind.
Yeah,
it's like killing someone with an ice pick, or no, with not an ice pick, the an icicle.
Yeah.
No murder weapon.
Right.
I'm behind the theory 100%. And I mean, this is a wild couple we're talking about. I mean, they're doing shit with his leg. I mean, we could only imagine what his ass has endured before this event. So maybe he didn't even notice that he literally got stabbed in the asshole yet. It's going to happen later. He's going to be like, oh, I got stabbed in the asshole when he tries to go, use the bathroom.
Maybe she stabbed him in the prosthetic leg. They couldn't find the fucking stab. It's like, oh shit, that's why.
I think it's stab proof.
Well, we didn't learn why he had the prosthetic leg in the first place. I mean, based on this story, I think I have a pretty good idea.
It couldn't have been the first incident in the relationship.
This was not the first time they broke up.
No. I bet you there was a car involved. That's what I'd like to imagine. Maybe a failed runover event.
Right. This poor guy. So he survived this attack, correct?
He survived this attack, and U.S. Marshals actually arrested Jackson. Put her away. She's actually serving time in the correctional facility, awaiting further trial.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think that was good advice off the top that you gave. Just if you break up with someone, maybe don't fall asleep with them in your house.
No, it doesn't matter. I made the, it doesn't matter who they are. Just don't do that. I mean, you never know. They could get a thinking. And then they could think up a horrible plan about using your prosthetic leg and almost killing you and thinking they killed you. I don't know. That's not
especially if you're the world's heaviest sleeper. I would not advise doing that.
Dude, that's what I want to know. Yeah. Oh, how do you
lock that leg next time?
That's why he had to got knocked out, right? You're not going to get woken up if somebody breaks your arm in the middle of a deep sleep. Who the fuck sleeps in?
I wonder how he reacted when he lost that leg. It's like, oh shit, when did I lose my leg?
Oh, damn.
Damn.
You know what I like about you guys is that you guys highlight the crazy stories from not just Florida, is that these are from all over this beautiful nation.
Dude.
Oh, what a perfect segue to our next story. Florida man arrested outside of after belligerently eating pasta. Now, like you were saying, Florida is highlighted in many places, and we like to give it its own special place on American Slacker, where I make up sort of a new name for it each time. And this time I'd like to say that Florida is America's Sandy Crotch, because it's a little irritating time to time, and you don't necessarily want it there, but there it is. You got to fucking deal with it. Just like police had to deal with this man outside the Olive Garden. He was belligerently and inappropriately eating spaghetti.
How do you inappropriately eat spaghetti? Hold on. Before we get there, was he just going ham and motorboating a bowl of spaghetti or something? What was going on?
Good guess. That's not what happened here. Andrew, any idea what? inappropriate spaghetti eating might look like?
Man, I'm such a one-dimensional person that I immediately just go to the asshole again.
Oh man.
You know, like butt chugging.
South Park?
Yeah, I mean, it's
You
like
say one-dimensional. I say groundbreaking thought.
I mean, this is the place where people are just too scared to go. Is that you think about belligerent pasta eating and how can I get more belligerent this time? And that most people are like, yeah, motorboat it, get all sexy with it. But I'm thinking straight up the poop.
Man, get this guy in office. You know, I'm not saying like president, but like maybe like town council or something.
Yeah, just so I could do a little bit of damage.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
stay away
Local.
from the spicier sauces if that's the way you're going with it.
It must be like a mild Alfredo or maybe just like a garlic pesto
Go
something.
with a cream.
Oh,
Cream
yeah.
Oh yeah, cream based.
Don't be a hero and go for the garlic habanero.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
uh,
So, yeah, this man was in Naples, Florida. He was drunk outside of an Olive Garden, and he was asking restaurant patrons for money and yelling at them and using explicit language. Once police arrived, he was shirtless, allegedly shoveling spaghetti into his mouth with his hands. So that's how they describe inappropriate spaghetti eating. Just
he caveman. He went
Yeah.
caveman.
Who gave him that spaghetti and why couldn't they give him a fork? That's what I'm wondering.
don't
There
know.
must have been, right?
That was someone's leftovers on the way out. You know, he was screaming, it's, I want that spaghetti. No, just fucking take it. All right, Jesus.
I don't know if this is just like a me thing, but this feels like a challenge to try to eat spaghetti more belligerently than that, because that's like that registers pretty low on my belligerent spaghetti.
Mildly belligerent.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that he would at least
Yeah.
be like topless, running it across his body, or like doing that kind of floss thing you do when you get out of the shower, like between the legs kind of thing. But
Mhm.
nothing, just kind of like shoveling it. Like he basically got arrested for not using a fork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? I think that's
Yeah.
unconstitutional.
Yeah, true. Yeah, after you thought, I was thinking
Show
maybe
me
you
the
did like
law.
the front of the pants bowl. You pour the spaghetti into the front of your pants, and then you just eat it out of there. You know what
Okay,
I'm
with
saying,
the fat,
Put it in
the
your
fat
shirt.
pants again.
dude? Kangaroo pouch of
Oh, it's
food,
like a
but
bowl.
it's really your nutsack. So it's kind of like,
I mean, of all the food, eating spaghetti or any pasta by itself is typically fairly belligerent, even when you're doing it correctly. Like you're slurping it, it's getting all over the place. Like,
yeah, nobody does it gracefully.
The lack of a fork pushed it over the line for these people.
That was too much.
When the police arrived, they threw a napkin at him and said, why don't you fucking clean yourself up? No,
Oh, you
but
whore.
they did give him a paper towel so he could wipe pasta off his face.
well, we have to remember that the people who go to Olive Garden are some of the upper crust of America, and that they have very delicate sensibilities.
Hey,
Yeah,
unlimited breadsticks are not for everybody, man. You know,
That's
not
what I'm
everybody
saying.
can be at that level.
some people just can't handle it. He was apparently when he was arrested, he was twisting his body, kicking his legs, and smashing his head against the metal cage portion, which only leads me to believe that he was hauled away before he could get the extra breadsticks. Because I would go just as fucking crazy.
Dude, yeah. Why else are you gonna go there? I mean,
Soup, salad.
take it away. Take the breadsticks away, and that place crumbles. Like literally, just crumbles to the ground. The breadsticks are like the supports to the actual roof.
It's the structure.
Oh man. Well, man, our next story has got me going down nostalgia lane. You know, back in school, you know, especially like the middle school era, you know, you always had those teachers that were like critical to your development. You know, they leave that memory. You remember them, you know, every now and again. You think about, you know, oh man, that was the coolest history teacher ever. You know, really relatable. We got a teacher up here that I'm going to say is up to be the coolest teacher of the school in Georgetown, Kentucky. Now, she might be a little rude for the average parents because what we got is she was recently arrested after she did 4 shots of vodka during class and started cussing at all of the children.
Was it biology and language studies?
Yeah,
Just-
man. No, she was actually a substitute that was
Shit.
you know, there for the
Awesome.
day. And I guess it was a tough day, you know. I mean, I'm not going to say the kids didn't deserve it, but you know.
Every day for a substitute is a tough day.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. You never know what you're walking into. It's
you're a mercenary.
oh, you are a mercenary of the education field. That's fucked up.
Now, does the article clarify if these were body shots?
Oh,
I don't see anything
Crazy.
that leads me to believe, but I don't think we can rule it out.
Okay, so I'm not ruling it out, and there is no one saying otherwise. So, I mean,
This is the same logic that fucking damned me in the beginning.
so how old are the kids?
We're talking 11 to 13, middle
Not
school.
old enough.
Yeah, you can't do. I mean, just this is common sense. You can't do a body shot off a 13-year-old. That's fucked up.
It's fucked up. Like, but what if you leave the shot in the shot glass and then you like put it on the kid's head and then you do it off the head or something?
So Matt,
Okay.
your issue with it is they can't hold enough alcohol in them.
Their belly buttons could barely hold a half of a sip. Like, let's call it a quarter of a sip. I mean, come on.
So I mean, let's try and find the line here. So body shot with kid, obviously not okay because it's
Not okay.
liquid to skin contact. But if there's a barrier between the kid and the liquid, is that then okay?
Like a dental dam for a belly button?
Right.
I'm still going hard no.
Hard no.
Hard no. Yeah. Maybe the janitor walked in and it was like some kind of sick porno that was horribly made
Nothing's
from the
okay
70s.
without a permission slip. That's the
Oh, how do you get a permission slip for that?
cool parents.
Can you imagine getting that from your kid where it's like, so this Friday we're doing this fun thing where I'm going to do body shots off the kids. It's all cool and kosher. By the way, no, but before you freak out, there will be a protective barrier between the child and the liquid. So this is actually completely fine. Go ahead, just sign the line.
It's like, what educational purpose does this serve?
Well.
That's just, I mean, that's setting a bad example. That's why I always tell kids that they're not cool enough to smoke.
Right.
You know, you just got to set that off.
Yeah,
off
that's
start
definitely.
fucking nerds. You don't smoke. You're not fucking cool enough.
Oh man, that's definitely leaving the right image. That's definitely not.
People think that smoking makes you cool, but they're completely wrong. You have to be cool first before you can smoke.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kids are lame as fuck.
Yeah, most of these kids can't cut it. Let's be honest here.
You got to earn it like a badge in fucking Cub Scouts, you know?
When you're of age to do a body shot with your teacher, light up.
You've now reached the age of maturity.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
So,
doesn't happen until high school. I mean,
I'm
that's,
guessing
at least that's what I read about.
This
Right.
teacher probably wasn't around too long, I'm guessing, right?
She was not even there for the full day. She had to take a clause for, the last few periods because
Too many shots.
she had to go with
Lay
some
down the
gentlemen in some
teacher's
nice blue
lounge.
uniforms. She had some business to handle. I don't know exactly.
She's,
kind of
she's
business?
I'm guessing she got escorted away. What'd she get charged with?
It doesn't say anything about charging yet, but it does say that she will no longer be employed by this school system.
Makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
She should get a nice bartending job,
Yeah, dude, that would be a great transition. I mean, they hire anybody,
Drink out the job all you want there.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Then body shots all day.
This day where the kids had like those 2 periods of free time must have been the kids' best day ever. Because do you remember that thing where if your teacher didn't show up 15 minutes into the class, you got to go home? Maybe I'm talking more about college, but there's that thing where if the professor doesn't show up after 15 minutes, you just get to go. And so it's like 13 minutes, 14 minutes. People are looking at the clock. They're packing their stuff up, ready to go. And then, just as the clock's about to strike 15, the professor walks through the door. All right, guys, let's get going. And it's just, it takes away all that joy from you. So these kids,
Dude.
the teacher gets hauled away and then, okay, kids, go home for the last 2 periods. Must be the best 2 hours of their lives.
Dude,
Right.
hell yeah. They got a story
wish-
to go with it.
I wish our teachers would drink more often.
Oh, dude. Hell yeah.
I think most of them probably do, but just don't get caught. That's the difference.
That's
You
true.
gotta be covert. Dude.
Yeah. The
The
old
body
flats.
shots will always get you caught.
Yeah. That's a little bit of an obvious one.
So we have a funny clip of the week that we want to show here. Actually, is there a way that we could get this to Andrew so maybe he could describe it? There we go.
Ask and you shall receive.
So normally we like to kind of tease this because we put it up on the Facebook page on Fridays. So just kind of not full description, but what are you seeing here?
Yeah, sure. So it looks like a nice, beautiful day. Got we're next to a river on a dirt road, and there's a motorcycle. And there seems to be, was that like some sort of an animal? There's an animal on the motorcycle. Looks like it's attacking a person, or if they're playing together or having a romp. They're heading towards the water. He seems to be throwing dirt at it. Okay, so see, this is great because I have kind of like the framey version of this. So I'm only seeing a frame like every second. And so this
God.
it looks like maybe a wombat
I believe it's a monkey of some sort.
Okay, so yeah,
It's a monkey.
yeah.
So if you want to see what we're just trying to describe there, it'll be on our Facebook page on Friday. A little Friday funny for the end of the week for you.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
The monkey was scrappy as hell.
dude, that monkey had a fucking a fucking 10 out of 10 takedown. He did a fucking. I swear that I saw a double leg takedown. Like he just.
I like the guy's pocket sand technique.
Dude, you saw that, right?
Oh yeah.
Away, monkey, away.
Do you guys ever think about what you would do if an animal attacked you? Like animals of different sizes.
Every single day.
Dude, every moment of every single fucking day.
I'm
Right.
constantly looking around the room for the largest thing I can use as a weapon.
Because there's varying degrees of animals attacking you, right? You have like at the top, there's maybe polar bear. You're just dead.
Dude.
But
Very
then you
bottom is like B.
B, right?
Still
Yeah.
terrifying.
That's not the very bottom, though. No, like a mouse is the very bottom. Stompable creatures that can't fly are the bottom. Bees are like up there because they're like I told you, flying scorpions. They will fuck you up, and they have the ability to go three-dimensional in this world. We do not.
But I think about like raccoons, right? Because if it's rabid and it's all crazy and looking to bite you, and you're just staring down the raccoon, what do you do? Because that little fucker is fast, it's agile,
Oh.
and it's gonna like grip onto you. What do you do? Like you punch it, you shake your leg at it. I mean, what do you do against?
Your first move's a kick, I think, is like that's your go-to. With an animal that's the size of a soccer ball. You fucking go kick. Because you got a pendulum loaded and ready to rock. Fucking
Safest limb to throw.
Fucking right out.
Okay, so then you throw the kick, and now it's running up your leg. It's actually using your leg against you.
That's my worst fear.
All right. I'm going to step in here, and that's where I'm going to say that's when you get these ready. You get your hands ready, and you're going to have to get hands-on with this. Nobody told you this. Mommy didn't tell you this. Daddy didn't tell you this, but you might have to strangle a raccoon with your bare hands till it's no longer breathing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got to keep that mouth at bay. He could have rabies.
You don't think throwing it is the better option? Fucking
he's gonna latch onto you. Your best bet is to grab that neck, like take care of this problem. He's gonna come back, and then you got to do the whole cycle again. What if he comes back to right where he was? Just end this shit.
Did you guys cover the story of the guy who got attacked by the cougar while he was biking?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah,
we
the
did a
baby
whole
cougar.
Patreon bonus breakdown of his press conference.
You mean the man that found a kitten and just stomped it out and said he was attacked, and it was like, "Oh, you got me."
Yeah, it was like a little baby or something.
Yeah, it was.
Look at how his wife looks at him during that press conference, though. She's like, "Damn,
dude." Yeah, they
Oh,
boned in
man.
the car after that. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean the headline is enough for me to get turned on. Just man strangles cougar,
Dude,
for his life.
Is that like your number one Pornhub search?
I don't know if it's number one. It's definitely up towards the top.
I think that gets you
Okay.
different results if you put it in that search bar."
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have
Yeah.
to try it actually and confirm on this.
Yeah, it's more of like a Google search that I go to the most trustworthy porn site.
Yeah, because trustworthy and porn sites are in one of the same.
You gotta have that ad blocker.
Oh man, definitely get a good ad blocker. Oh yeah, man, this is the longest outro of a funny video we've ever done on the show.
I love it.
I'm gonna note it, write it down. All right, people, we're getting ready to do a Podworm segment on this fucking American Slacker podcast. This is the first time ever. Well, I mean, did we do it before? No, I don't know. No, all right, yeah, first time ever. And before we do that, we got a word from Mouse and Weens podcast.
Hi, this is Mouse.
I'm Weens.
We have the Mouse and Weens podcast.
Mouse and Weens.
I'm a big sister in San Diego with kids, and I'm married.
And I have no friends. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do. I have friends. I just don't have any boyfriends or love. Anyway, Mouse and Weens podcast. You should listen to it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
really fun.
depressing.
We talk about family stories, life and love, and kids, and all the things you're interested in. We promise.
Yay!
Celebrities in Hollywood too.
Poke your little turtle head out and come listen to us.
Mouse and Weens. Bye.
Bye.
And we are back. And now it's time for the Worm Daddy himself to lay down a segment.
Thank you very much.
Is that cool? I mean,
No, I mean that works for me, and I like that title. I hope that sticks and catches on.
yes. Heard it here first, people.
We've dubbed it for you. It's now a moniker that you can bring back.
Well, see, that's cool because here's the thing: is that you can't give yourself a nickname. It's just kind of, it doesn't work. It feels lame and contrived.
It's in bad taste.
Yeah.
But the nicknames that I've been given on our show, like Dandy Andy, that was one that got thrown out. Low hanging fruit, didn't love that one
I
either.
don't know about that one.
Oh.
So so Worm Daddy, I appreciate a lot more. So hopefully that's going to make it back to my guys, and they're going to start using it.
Why can't you be that appreciative, Jesse, with Podcast Poppy?
I was gonna say because you call me things like fucking Podcast Poppy.
He's so gracious. Why can't you just, once? Thank you.
Give me a second. Give me a second one that maybe I could appreciate.
Whatever. Let's do this
Podcast
segment,
Poppy
man.
is my low hanging fruit.
We'll think about it. So here's what I'm bringing for you guys today. So we have these recurring skits, or recurring bits rather, on the show. Probably the most recurring is what we call the Non Sequitur Ranking Game, NSRG. And the idea is that I bring 4 different things, phrases, concepts, or whatever they might be, that they share something in common, but they're really completely unrelated.
Okay.
And our task here is to rank them from 1 to 4. And I encourage everybody at home to play along. And we just have to defend and explain why we came up with the rankings we did.
Sounds good.
So today, the 4 things we have today to discuss in honor of this blessed crossover, we have 1, crossovers. We have crossing the street. We have hot cross buns. And we have being cross.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All cross related one. Hey, also Easter. It's relating to Easter because of that whole thing.
Yeah, this is a very conflicted weekend. We have 420, Easter, and I think Hitler's birthday, right?
Oh God.
Yeah. So so there's
a lot of
stuff going on.
emotions.
But it's the one thing you do know is that there's a lot going on.
That's for damn sure.
So I'm interested to start here at the bottom at number 4. I'm curious to see where you guys landed. For me personally, I put hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns.
And let me tell you why. Is that I don't know much about hot cross buns. I know that they're a thing that people eat around this time of year for Easter, for Good Friday. But the only way I know them is from that song as a kid.
Absolutely.
And it just, something about it never quite hit me right. It was never one of my favorite childhood songs, Hot Cross Buns. Like, wasn't there like a hand motion that went along with it or something like that?
I always remember doing it on the recorder and the trombone.
Yep.
Right.
The first ones that they taught you how to play. And that's also why I put Hot Cross Buns at 4.
Well, I'm just gonna, spoiler alert, fuck you guys. Hot Cross Buns was not number 4 for me because Hot Cross Buns was like one of the first songs I did learn as a musical instrument.
Yep.
Instead of just like like doing a little vocal, using the instrument that your mama gave you.
Right.
I really think Hot Cross Buns is number 2 for me.
Whoa.
Because it's like, because I mean, for me, number 4 was being cross.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Why is that?
Why do you want to be like, why negativity, man? Maybe it's just my personality, but like it's negative. Like I don't need to be in that moment with anybody.
You're going to slide those negative vibes and fucking get out of there?
Or like, I mean, I could see the intrigue. It's like, I'm looking to be cross with somebody today, but like, no.
Well, let me defend being cross here for a second. So I looked up cross online to see kind of what the dictionary definition for the word is. And it says ill-natured, peevish, sullen, referring to being in a bad mood or ill temper. Cross means temporarily in an irritable or fretful state and somewhat angry. And here's what I have to say about that, is that is like a pretty good place to be, is that you haven't gone all the way over the edge. You're expressing that you're not happy with something, but you're still in a place where it's temporary. You can bring it back. And if someone, crosses you, they do something that puts you in a little bit of a bad mood, you're crossing them for a second, but you haven't gone all the way off the deep end with them. I think that's it's a very nuanced emotion that doesn't get enough attention.
It's not like anger or revenge. It's sort of like on the lower end of that spectrum.
All right, so let's backtrack. And what did Hot Cross Buns do to piss you guys off so fucking bad?
Well, I'll take a cinnamon roll any day over a hot cross bun. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've actually ever had one, but I think if you ask my parents, I think they would bring it before. Because this is probably you brought that memory of the recorder. I think they probably heard this song so much that if they heard it one time, they'd probably be triggered, go back to that moment and my youth, and probably have a little bit of a fit.
So are we going in order of the words?
Yeah, I spoiled the whole thing. He's gonna do number 3 next, right?
No, I mean this is a very loose format.
Okay.
Just like the show, it's just a way for us to have a nice conversation.
Gotcha.
I like it.
Well, I want to know what everyone put for number 3 then.
Yeah.
Okay. I had crossing the street.
Same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crossing
The street, like it's just like it could be such an like annoying moment. Like I don't know about you guys, but I live on a 4 like lane, well 5 technically with a median, so like 5 lane like road, and it's like, dude, if I need to get across this road, which my office is right across the road from my house.
Oh damn!
So like I'll walk there a lot. It's a pain in the dick. Yeah,
that's why I put it there for sure.
Yeah.
It's like that's one of the few times in your life you're taking a risk.
Oh yeah.
It's stressful. I think that you're putting your life in the hands of strangers where you're trusting them to stop. But even more than that, those situations where you see the crosswalk, it's about 100 feet away. You're walking up to it and it's doing the countdown and it says like 16, 15, and you're trying to see, can I speed walk fast enough to get into the crosswalk and safely cross? Am I going to have to start jogging? Is that going to look embarrassing? Can I keep my, nice, slow, cool walk going on? And you have to make that calculation as you're walking towards the crosswalk. And for me personally, my preferred move is to kind of just like slow walk and be like, you know what? I'm not going to make this cycle. I'm just going to walk real slow, pretend like I didn't want to make that cross, and then just like pause at the, at the street.
Yeah, just let it sort itself out. I will say, since this is crossing the street, though, and not crosswalks, if it was crosswalks, I would have gone way higher because they prevent tragedies from happening if people stay on the crosswalk.
Yeah.
But crossing the street, it gets bumped down to 3 for me, just sheer danger aspect. If you're not crossing in a crosswalk, you might fucking run out on a racetrack. Why don't you?
Dude, people don't like to play Russian roulette. They always think people are stupid for playing Russian roulette. But let's just say you're walking across the road. Who's to say you don't encounter the 1 out of 3 billion maniacs? It's like, hey, I'm past the point of being cross, and he's all pissed off, and he's like, fuck it, and he just guns you down, dude.
Dangerous.
Well, so let me ask you guys, what's your strategy for when you go to a crosswalk? Do you make yourself known, kind of take 1 step boldly into the street, make eye contact with the cars coming at you? Or do you kind of like pretend you weren't even like, you pull your phone out, pretend you weren't even trying to cross the street until the traffic kind of goes away and then cross? How do you approach the crosswalk?
I hit the button designates it all for me. As long as I'm getting the sign, I'm beeline straight across.
So let's imagine this doesn't have the nice button it's just in the middle of the street, like just a plain paint crosswalk.
Quaint.
Yeah, I wait for
Quaint
everything.
town.
I wait for everything to clear. That's got to be a ghost town before I step foot.
Okay, you're not getting bold enough to stare him down and say this is your goddamn street.
No, I've learned that the roads have been taken away from pedestrians for over 100 years in this country, and that we are not the ones that will win that battle.
What about you hit him with the built-in stop sign? You know what I'm talking about? That halt. And
Throwing a hand up.
Yeah, like you're like, and you kind of start walking. You don't put yourself into jeopardy yet, but you're like, you let them know, like, I'm walking. You better, I think that's a move that I might try out.
I don't know if I'd even give them that. I would just walk, and like if they did the thing where they stop like close to you, they're getting a turn and stare, just daggers, maybe even a bumper kick.
You got to be ready to roll though, because if they hit you, you got to roll with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Roll with it.
You know what I like? I like the real emboldened like city guys who they're walking around the city all the time. They got a chip on their shoulder and they're ready to they just walk into the crosswalk and they're like, if you don't fucking stop, so be it. And they will be the kind of guys where if the car like slams in their brakes, they slam on their hood. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you doing?
Yeah, you have all the right in the world to slam any hood that gets within a fucking foot of you.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I've only had that happen once. Has that happened to you guys before? Like where you get the car touches you? Like and you're like, what the?
I got run over once.
Wow.
We were on bikes and like the person was in a big ass truck and they like creeped up on us and like ran over half our bikes. It was like me and 3 friends and we're like, what the fuck? We like jumped off the bike. It was me, Knight, and Flo, I think, Matt.
Dude, we need to talk about this later because I don't even know the story.
We jumped off of it and so they have no fucking regard for pedestrians.
Oh my god.
We got to talk about the fact that you got 2 friends named Knight and Flo.
It happened.
Ah,
They're both
there's-
Chris, so we have to designate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That was easy. I like how he slimmed it down.
Yeah, I wrapped that up pretty quick.
Yeah, that was nice.
So
Okay.
what do you guys have for number 2? I want to know. I'm interested.
Yeah. So my number 2 might be a little bit controversial, but I put crossovers.
Me too. Damn.
You know,
wow. Well, I mean,
you guys are both on the
Alright,
wavelength over there.
I think we're done here. If you want to, like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the Podworm Spacecast. You guys can catch me over there, and Andrew will stay here from now on. So peace out.
yeah. I
so
thought
it's
this was
more
like
dynamic this way.
Can you text your friends and tell them they have a new best friend?
absolutely. I mean, well, we only have 7 guys right now. We have room for at least 3 or 4 more hosts.
Oh, dude, they got the inputs
Absolutely.
on the mixer. We're good.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing about crossovers. Crossovers can really go one of 2 ways. Either it's just really great, fun experience. You're getting 2 of your favorite things in the same place, or it's this weird kind of like, oh, this feels kind of like shoehorned and icky. I don't like this. You know,
like Star Wars Christmas specials.
Oh, don't bring that up.
Don't bring Santa
How
on
dare
Star
you
Wars.
fucking stain that?
yeah, exactly. It's just like it's this idea of kind of bringing these 2 different universes together. And in the case of the Podworms and the American Slacker podcast, obviously it's a home run.
Hell yeah, dude. That's not to spoil it, but that's why it bumped it for me. It wasn't number 2. It was number 1 for me because I mean, you got great things out there. Alien versus Predator. I mean, shit. What else? You got the like the whole Marvel series. You know, the DC Batman versus Superman. You got all these crossovers, and then you got the great, you know, the Podworms American Slacker of 19 crossovers. So I mean, how could I not put that as number 1?
Yeah. You guys
And then
remember
you got the weird one. You got the weird ones like Predator and Archie. Predator was in an Archie comic.
Oh, dude, that's kind of. See, oh man, you guys have seen the worst of the worst. So I mean, I understand why you had to bump it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you have a nice crossover that you wouldn't expect, like cheddar cheese and apple pie. Where I mean, that's a crossover that people don't expect to be good, but it's actually pretty good.
Right? I can definitely agree with that. Food crossovers can genuinely go well when done right.
Yeah.
And I feel like often you kind of come up with your own crossovers when maybe you've been enjoying a little bit of the 420. Maybe even you guys after this episode will go make yourself a little snack and you're going through the pantry and you're like, man, so we got Cheetos, we got Hot Pockets. Now, what if we had a Cheeto infused Hot Pocket? And now you're the next $1 million idea.
I'll give you a real one from my recipe book. Coca-Cola and orange juice.
Okay.
Fucking
Yeah,
weirdo.
yeah, I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Give it a
I'm
try.
calling you
Give it a
out.
whirl. You gotta go like 3/4 Coke to a quarter orange.
What?
But it gives a little interesting kind of flavor to it.
You guys ever have those freestyle machines? Any restaurants by your place? It's that
Oh yeah, you
It's
go
got-
crazy, baby.
you guys you mix it up.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I've done a few. Most of the time, it's regretful though.
In a while.
Yeah, like I think there's the obvious ones. Like I think I've done like a Sprite and a Coke before.
That's nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
It's got like an interesting flavor, but it's
Okay.
really all about the science of, you hold it for that, 2 seconds for the Sprite, 3 seconds for the Coke. You got the real proper mix going on. It's hard to figure out like what the exact mixology is there.
Definitely.
dude.
But once you solve that, then you got the perfect crossover.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah. Then you got a fucking $1 million recipe. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
You know what I'm saying? You got Dr. Mountain, Pepsi, something like that. You're good.
I thought about the fact that like eventually when I have a kid and they're in college, I want them to be the cool, like I want them to host the parties. I want them to be the cool kid. And so I need to get them a freestyle machine in their dorm room.
Dude.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. You definitely want your kid to be like the Van Wilder of the school, Like that's
Exactly.
goals in life.
Yeah.
Mixers, I'm your man.
I want him to be the freestyle guy.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
That's
just
a
Sell
guys-
anything.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh man, you rap? It's like, nah, I got this soda machine.
It's got like 63 flavors in it.
Oh,
Any
shit.
combination.
It's
Dude.
loaded. Infinite possibilities.
Dude, and he hacked it to run Jaeger through it ice cold as well.
Oh damn!
Oh,
Now that would be
shit.
legit. Okay, now you're onto something. Alcohol freestyle machine.
Oh my god, now we're talking, dude. That could get real pricey because you definitely don't want bottom. Well, I mean, you probably do want bottom level like shit in there for like mixing like especially those people you don't like
Well,
when
you
they come
gotta
over.
have
You're
a-
like,
you
yeah,
gotta
I'll
have a
get you a
top
fucking
shelf.
drink.
You have a top shelf and a well button.
Yeah, dude. You got to have like a hidden menu is what I'm saying. Like for the OGs, it's like
yeah.
you teach your besties like the hidden menu, and they get that good.
you hold Coke and Pepsi at the same time. It's fucking whiskey.
Oh,
Oh shit!
I'm writing this down. This is going straight to Shark Tank.
Oh,
it.
dude.
It's all
Take
you.
it. Yeah, we give away ideas on a regular, so it's cool.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So,
Just like
number
throw promo
one,
in there.
number one, I have to say that means both of us chose Being Cross, right,
Being
Andrew?
Cross, yeah, underrated emotion.
Well, see, I took a different kind of spin with this. When I saw Being Cross, I thought of like a cool show starring David Cross
Oh,
called Being Cross, where it's, like a Curb Your Enthusiasm, but with David Cross instead. And I've loved him at Tobias Funke.
Oh yeah,
Arrested Development. He's had with Mr.
scary
Show.
movie, like so many things. Like,
Yeah,
he's been in
hilarious.
everything.
So
Everything.
when I saw Being Cross, I'm like, I would love to be David Cross. Thank you very much. I will put that as number one.
wow,
Oh, that's pretty good. I would have never saw that coming.
that's out of the
Trying to
box.
think outside the pod space,
You got to
Yeah.
get him on the next episode and pitch that to him.
Dude, we might have to. We'll
That
play him
is a
this
messed
bit.
up. That's a missed opportunity for him right there.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, so
$1 ideas.
I had Being Cross just because obviously I already kind of mentioned it's that place that you don't really go to unless you're a real like sophisticated person where you don't take it all the way to being mad or pissed off. You're just cross with them, and that's a nice place to be. It shows restraint, and so I think underrated emotion.
You guys are just salty motherfuckers. That's all. I'm gonna say.
What did you have, Matt?
I did crossover, man, because I mean, again, you got like things like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. You got the Rugrats Go Wild. Things like that, man. It gets crazy out there, dude. How are you gonna tell me this isn't cool, man?
You're referencing Rugrats and Wild Thornberries right now?
Dude, how are you gonna disacknowledge that Scooby-Doo in WWF did a crossover? All right.
Or the Harlem Globetrotters, I guess.
Yeah,
They did that.
dude. Space Jam. I was raised in the crossover era.
That's
Can't
a
help
real world crossover.
Dude, exactly. Well, I mean, how are we going to limit crossover? You can't do
No,
it.
you are taking it to the extreme.
Yeah. I mean, shit, dude. A
Yeah.
crossover could be technically like when two artists come together and they got that evenly mixed song. It's not like just one comes in to do like a little verse. It's like they do the evenly back and forth. That's a
Right.
crossover. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
It's like Pitbull on anything.
Dude. Yeah, dude. Oh,
Because if you want, I mean, like maybe you have a decent song to begin with, but you want to take it to that next level, crossover with Pitbull,
dude.
God.
Worldwide.
and he's going to bring it.
Yeah, dude. He would definitely bring it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of the beauty of the NSRG is that you
Dude.
can go lots of different directions, but they're all valid.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
very
That's-
true.
And it's a
This-
good way to
this was
profile
fun.
motherfuckers because you get a good idea of how people think.
Exactly. It's a psychological deep dive.
I'm glad we got a chance to participate in one of the official Podworm Spacecast games.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
great.
One of the best ones, man. One of the most legendary ones. Every time that comes up, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to hear what we're
Just
doing
playing
here.
along at home, but now we
Yeah.
actually got to participate.
Yeah, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
it's
how do
honestly-
people get the Podworms Spacecast?
Well, you can look up the Podworm Spacecast on any of your typical podcast avenues like Spotify, iTunes, even Podbean. And you can
Ooh.
also visit our website, pwspacecast.com. You can check out our tour dates. We're not touring yet, but if you're in the greater Seattle area, you might be in luck soon. So stay tuned.
Ooh,
Nice.
ooh. What about you? Got any pod merch out there yet? Like, you got any worm merch? I should
We
say?
do. We have some on our Zazzle page, and you can actually find
Zazzle.
it through our Facebook. Yeah. So, and here's the other thing too: is that I would be remiss if I didn't point out that we have a great social media presence on Instagram,
Your
Facebook.
videos are great on there.
Yeah, that's all Mike. Mike does really great little videos, and
Amazing, yeah.
yeah. So follow our. Even if you don't like the show, you're gonna love the social media memes. So follow us on social media, Podworm Spacecast.
You're just trying to get them hooked on the social media so they listen to the show.
Exactly. Right. The chicken and the egg. I don't care what you like.
Oh yeah, definitely check it out. We vouch for this goddamn show. It is great.
Thank you.
And real quick before we log off here, if you want to check us out, you can get at me on MWG Media on Instagram, and you can get at me on Xbox Live, gay Xbox Live at Matty G from HP.
And you can get at me on all the social media and Xbox at Landers the Plane. If you want to subscribe to our show, if you're not already, send a postcard with a stamp in a stamped envelope to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. 2500 is the zip code. And Fuck White House.
I was gonna say, are we gonna have to address that to TRUMP?
I don't know.
You get the spelling correct there?
Yeah, I just thought it'd be funny if people said stuff that said American Slacker to the White House. I thought
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Oh man. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Andrew, for coming over. It's been a lot of fun, and it was really cool to fucking get this crossover going on. The greatest crossover of all time, if I do say so myself.
Thanks, guys. It was fun.
Yeah, man. We'll have to do it again. And until next time, people, that's it.
There you go.
Keep squirming.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm second America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America.